Still on that vector, direction of vector. So we are given the question, given the vector 3i minus 3j plus 2k, we are to determine the direction of this vector. So why is it most of the students find it difficulty on this direction of vectors? If you are to ask to find the direction of vectors, it is same thing as v is the same thing as what? The vector v divided by the magnitude of the vector that you are given. So this is the formula that you are going to use to find the direction of the vector. We have to first find the direction, the magnitude or length of this vector, So therefore the magnitude of this vector is something as saying, I have to say 3 squared minus, plus negative 3 squared plus what? Plus 2 squared. This is the same thing as saying 3 squared, which is 9 plus 9 plus what? 4. This is the same thing as saying 9 plus 9, which is 18, and 18 plus 4, which is 22. Root of 22. So using the formula, v should now be equals to, we have the vector 3i minus 3j plus what? Plus 2k, all divided by root of 22. So this is the same thing as saying 3 divided by root of 22, and therefore minus what? I have to say minus 3 divided by j divided by also root of what? 22, and plus what? Plus 2k divided by root of 22. So this is the direction of what? Of this vector. So we have the direction. If you are asked to find the direction of what? Direction of cosines and what? The cosines and angles. Direction of cosine is the same thing as saying cos what? Cos alpha is the same thing as 3 divided by root of what? 22, and the cos what? Cos beta is the same thing as what? Negative 3 by root of what? Root of 22. But if you are asked to find the direction of cosines and angles, so and therefore the cos what? Cos gamma, which is the same thing also as 2 divided by root of 22. So this is the direction of cosine. So if you're asked to find the angle, is the same thing as saying alpha is the same thing as what? As cos inverse of what? 3 by what? 3 by root of 22, and therefore beta is the same thing as saying cos what? Cos inverse of what? Negative 3 by root of what? By root of 22, and therefore gamma is the same thing as what? Also cos inverse of 2 by root of 22. So then you have to say the angles are the direction of cosines, and the directions of angles are the angles. Then you are going to find the angles. So if I said cos inverse of what? 3 by this, I will end up with 50.2 degree. 50.2. So therefore I have 50.2 degree, and therefore the cos inverse of negative 3 by this, by root of 22, 129.8 degree. So 129.8 degree, and therefore for this, let me correct this, and therefore root of cos inverse of 2 divided by root of 22, 64.7 degree. So 64.7 degree. So this is the direction of what? Direction of the angles. But if you are asked to find, if you are not asked to find, there is a question that you might be given. The question, it is only saying to identify only the direction of cosines and angles. So this we are asked to only find the direction of what? Of this vector. So therefore this is the direction of what? This is the direction of the vectors. So let's see another question. So let's say we are given this vector, the same thing, using u equals to u divided by magnitude of what? Of this what? Vector u. So I have to first find the magnitude of this. the magnitude of this vector by summing them and square them inside root. Squared everything, and squared what? Everything. So this is the same thing as saying 4 plus 36 plus what? Plus 9, all in roots. 4 plus this, I'll get 40. 40 plus this, I'll get 49. As we all know, the root of 49, which is 7. So therefore, the direction of this vector should now be equals to 2i plus 6j minus 3k divided by what? 7. And therefore, each I have 2i divided by 7 plus 6j divided by 7 minus 3k divided by what? Divided by 7. So this is what? This is the direction of what? Of the vector. So if we're asked to find the direction of cosine and angles, let's say the direction of what? The direction of cosines and angles. Direction of cosines and angles. I have to say cos what? Cos alpha is the same thing as 2 divided by 7. And therefore, I have to say cos beta is the same thing as 6 divided by 7. And therefore, I have to say cos what? Cos gamma, which is the same thing as what? Negative 3 by 7. So after finding all this, you have to say alpha is the same thing as cos inverse of what? Of 2 by 7. And therefore, beta, it is also, let me have some space. And therefore, beta is the same thing as what? Cos inverse of 6 by 7. And therefore, gamma is the same thing as also cos inverse of what? Of negative 3 by what? By 7. So at the end, the angles will now be the first angle. If I take the cos inverse of 2 by 7, I'll get 73.4 degree and 31.0 degree and 115.4 degree. To the what? To the x and to the x, y and z axis. So therefore, this is all for the direction of vectors. This is all I have for you. I hope this video is more helpful to you. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks you for watching. Have a nice day.